I don't see AI as being something that is just replacing humans. Really, what we are thinking is AI make people more efficient, right? Like what we are trying to drive towards is again an expansion of the operations frontier where stores are more profitable and making more and humans are able to do more. If you're able to do that and there is more profitability, that's really where you see this work, in a way where you're not replacing people, you are just making them more performant. They're driving more individual value. And maybe one piece that I again think is really important, I don't believe in a future like where the interpersonal connection goes away for restaurants. When you talk about brand value and which brands do really well, it is the emotive element to the brand. It means something. You go into certain stores, you get a feeling when you engage with even a drive-through, you have a certain feeling based on how you interact with a brand. That is a human portion to many extents. So AI can enhance that, but any brand that is looking to only go all in on AI and not have the interpersonal element anymore, then I do believe hospitality goes away. Hospitality is innately a human thing. Um, and yeah, that's the way we're approaching it, right? I think in every possible way, you will have humans and AI coexist in a productive, profitable way if applied in the right.
Yeah, you just described it, and in my brain, I saw a giant vending machine, right? It's it becomes very impersonal. It becomes a very generic experience, which is
Totally.
which
I
is
mean,
what not
if
what brands are investing in.
if you look at certain, if you look at certain innovations like kiosks absolutely have their place. Kiosks work, right? Like it's proven you're getting upsell enhancements via kiosk, and for a lot of people, there's an enhanced sense of speed, right? You can cover more people. If you look at any store that has both in-person capabilities, you can go to the point of sale, talk to someone, and order, and kiosks. You're never seeing people only go to the kiosks. That there's a place for that, but it does not replace the interpersonal element there. There's a reason why, for instance, Burger King's recent campaign where they say you rule and provide you with a crown, why that works, why people care, because that hospitality element is important, right? The emotive element. So there's always a place for technological advancement. Absolutely, you will drive outsized performance, but you should never put the brand on the back burner. And that is also why, for PAR, we care about both sides. We care about the operations, but we also care deeply about the marketing piece, the engagement piece. Um, and again, if you do it the right way, you can enhance everything with AI.
Yeah, I believe in that engagement piece too. I'm not a big app guy, but boy, it does work on the younger generations. It's how they live their food life these days. It seems like. Now you spent a lot of time outside of the U.S. PAR has a good international footprint. You've got a lot of international uh, customers, operators. I'm wondering, how do they see AI differently than kind of the U.S. operators?
It's a great question. Generally speaking, I would say that the US market tends to be among the first movers. I would say, from a QSR perspective, especially, the most sophisticated markets I've seen tend to be the US, and then, pockets in Europe, and then separately Australia. So again, we have an office out in Australia. We partner with a lot of brands out there. You'll see a lot of similarities to AI uptake versus the US. Other markets maybe a little bit, call it a little bit behind the curve, or maybe waiting to see how things unfold. You will also see that, restaurant technology, you have providers all over the world, but you do tend to see a big focus on the US market, that innovations, the big innovations tend to land in the States first. It is also obviously the largest, call it enterprise or proven enterprise market in the world. And, PAR doesn't do as much in China. I know that China has a lot of innovations as well. Maybe we put that to the side, but the US remains kind of the innovation hub where people are focused on bringing their products to market and proving that it works. Adoption cycles, things that are working in the US tend to work abroad as well. You can look at things like drive-throughs, right? It takes maybe took a bit of time to bring it to different markets, but it did take off in different markets. But then other products, maybe like a kiosk, took off in some select European markets first. So tends to be the US market that is the most sophisticated, and then a follow the leader approach, but kind of context specific as well.